David and Goliath. The battle belongs to the Lord. Morning broke upon a trembling people. The armies of Israel stood frozen, for their courage had fled before the taunts of a single man. In the valley of Elah, fear had found a throne and faith await. The king of Israel is paralyzed by fear as the giant emerges. Goliath's shadow stretches across the valley, and even the sunlight seems to retreat. Goliath challenges Israel. "Choose a man to fight me." His voice thunders through the valley, and the mountains seem to tremble at his arrogance. Goliath slams his spear down, silencing the fearful valley. The ground quakes beneath the blow, and every heart in Israel sinks in dread. Far from the war, David peacefully tends his flock in Bethlehem. The morning light dances on the hills as the young shepherd hums songs of praise to his God. Soft focus on David's calloused hands, gentle yet strong from his labor. Each scar tells a story of faith, patience, and the quiet strength forged in solitude. Flashback. David bravely rescues a struggling lamb from a lion's jaws. Dust rises as he grips the beast with fearless resolve. Faith, not strength, fuels his courage. Flashback. David slays a bear, showing his history of conquering fear. The roar of the beast fades beneath the cry of victory, a shepherd's courage shaped by faith, not fame. Jesse gives David the provisions for his brothers at the battlefield. The father's hands linger for a moment, a silent blessing for the son chosen for more than he knows. David begins his journey, running across the sunlit hills toward the sound of war. The wind rushes past him like destiny's whisper, carrying a shepherd into history. David arrives at the Israelite camp, confused by the soldiers' fear. The air is thick with tension, and courage seems a language no one remembers. Wide shot capturing the armies with Goliath standing threateningly in the middle. His armor gleams like fire in the sun, and the valley itself seems to hold its breath. David confronts his brother Eliab, who mocks his presence. But David's fire cannot be quenched. Conviction burns where fear once lived. David, calm but firm, asks, "Is there not a cause?" Defending God's honor. Inside Saul's tent, the flickering torches cast deep shadows on the weary king. His crown glints in the dim light, but the fire in his eyes has long gone out. David steps forward into the light, radiating confidence and innocence before the king. In his eyes burns a faith Saul no longer remembers. Saul skeptically offers his oversized armor to David. The weight of fear clings to the metal, but David's faith needs no shield of man. David rejects the armor, stating he must rely on God's power, not men's weapons. The torches flicker as even the air seems to honor his conviction. David and his faith prepare quietly by the stream, waiting for the right moment. The water whispers of destiny as sunlight dances across the surface. He selects 5 smooth stones, each one a tool of faith. In his hands, simple things become mighty when guided by the hand of God. With his sling, staff, and stones, David is ready. The courage of heaven burns within him, and fear finds no place to stand. The gentle sound of water morphs into the rhythm of a beating heart. Heaven and earth seem to hold their breath as purpose takes form. David kneels by a quiet stream, the world around him still and serene. In the silence, faith speaks louder than fear ever could. Slow zoom on David's hand selecting 5 smooth, gleaming stones from the brook. Each one catches the light like a promise from heaven. David walks out to meet Goliath as the valley falls silent. Every eye watches, every breath holds, as faith takes its first step toward the impossible. Goliath laughs and mocks David with his sticks. His laughter shakes the air, but David's calm defiance speaks louder than the giant's roar. David speaks with authority about the name of the Lord. His voice cuts through the valley like thunder from heaven, and even the giant pauses to listen. A flash of lightning illuminates the sky as David begins his run. Heaven moves with him, every stride echoing the heartbeat of divine purpose. The sling whirls, and the stone is released in slow motion. Time itself seems to bow as faith flies straight toward its destiny. The stone slices through the wind, guided by unseen power. It moves with precision no hand could master, driven by the breath of God. The stone of obedience hits the mark of pride. In a flash of light, Heaven proves that victory belongs not to the mighty, but to the faithful. The giant falls face first into the dust. The valley trembles, and silence breaks into the sound of victory written by God's own hand. David stands over Goliath, lifting the giant's sword. The light of heaven crowns the shepherd boy, and faith takes its rightful throne. The shepherd boy stands victorious beneath heaven's glow. What began in the pasture ends in glory, for with God, even the smallest can overcome giants. David and Goliath. The battle belongs to the Lord. David and Goliath. The battle belongs to the Lord. This has been a Cage Animations Productions.